It's kind of funny when you think about it. My entire career revolved around me gaming, and the most successful things I've done, like, by myself, I guess, was talking about Linux. What a time to be alive. Yo, what's up, gang? It's me. Not a bad reference. Today, I'm a sad reference. Sorry, guys. It happens to the best of us. Anyway, today I thought about, what would cheer me up today? Talking about Linux. Because clearly, I'm always happy talking about Linux. This might be the third time I actually attempt to make this video, because the first time I just end up becoming a hypocrite. The second time I end up just becoming a hypocrite. The third time I'm just gonna do a much more broad conversation. I probably will mention it later in the video about why I got so angry, but that's later. That's later. Linux is a very hard thing to talk about because obviously no one really wants to go into nitty gritty. No one really cares about how, complicated Linux actually is, or how, unique it is, or was how much better it is than Windows. I mean, some people want to hear that, but the reality is no one actually cares. At least no normal person. I'm not talking about someone who's like a power user, someone who knows like every inch of their system. I'm not that. I just like a window manager. I just like pretending I'm cool. That's about it. That's it. Linux is pretty hard to talk about because of just how complicated it is. And no one really wants to go through and try to understand Linux. I mean, when you're watching a video, most people don't do it to learn. Some people do, yes. I'm not talking about everyone, of course. But some people just want to be entertained or just have some background noise. And if you're using this app's background noise, what the fuck? There's nothing wrong talking about Linux, of course. It's just boring to most people. Like, most people don't care about what IDE you use or even know what an IDE is. So, who really cares? Oh, don't even get me started on the terminal emulator bullshit. No one actually cares about that, genuinely. As long as it's able to do the work, and as long as you're not using the terminal on Windows, everything's fine. These past few videos I made about Linux were kind of dumbed down heavily. This is mostly because I want to make these videos for everyone. I don't expect everyone to immediately understand what a display manager is, what a window manager is, what a terminal emulator is, what IDE you use, what Emacs is, what NeoVim is. Like, I don't expect anyone to understand or know what that is. Of course, everyone has the opportunity to just Google it and figure it out themselves, but they don't want to do that. Why would I want to just randomly waste time unless I'm willingly going out of the way to learn something new? And that is perfectly a-okay. No one has to learn everything about anything. You don't need to be an expert in every game you play. You don't need to be an expert in every science that you like. As long as you're able to enjoy it and keep doing what you're doing, that's fine. And this is why I try to relate everything to Windows when I'm talking about Linux. Obviously, KDE Plasma is not the same thing as Windows. Yes, they look very similar. So does XF CE, I think. I don't use it. I forgot what it's called. It looks very similar to Windows, but it's not. And it's never gonna be Windows, and that's okay. The reason why I'm relating the two is because of just how similar they look, and that's really all what people care about in the end. Does it work the same? Does it look the same? And if both are yes, then that's about it. Obviously, there's a lot more under the hood going on. The same desktop environment on Linux is completely different on Windows. These two are not the same, and I need to make that clear. I understand that. I'm not a fucking idiot. I actually do understand this. So whenever I talk about these subjects, I know they're complicated. I know they're gonna go over so many people's heads because no one needs to know about everything. It's fine if you don't know what a window manager is while going into Linux. You're perfectly fine. You don't have to start tinkering with stuff. Listen, sometimes you might need to do it. It happens if you're going to switch to Linux because that's just how Linux works. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be fine. With how much progress Linux has made, it is a valuable option for anyone to use. And I made a promise, the first Linux video that I made, I'm going to keep using Linux for all my video creation. Any video that you see now is made on Linux. This is because I want to show you people that It's possible to do so. And the only thing I don't do on Linux is stream. And if you use Linux, you probably know why I don't stream on Linux. I used to, but I kept running into issues. I think it's solely because of my NVIDIA graphics card, but even still, it's just a much easier and better experience to do it on Windows. There's just much more features, and it's just how do I don't want to say developed better, but but due to how Windows is, there's a lot more tools available to you. I don't know everything. I'm never gonna know everything about Linux. It's fine. I'm not some like psychopath who just tries to learn every inch of their system. As long as I find a tool that works, as long as I'm able to get something working, that's okay. I'm not better than you because I know how to get my window manager just the way I like it. I'm not better than that dumbass that commented on my channel saying, "Hey, you were never a real Windows user, by the way," because I related KDE Plasma and Windows together. I'm never gonna be him because I'm a normal human being who understands why I'm making that analogy. And that's okay. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because it's what I like doing. I'm probably gonna keep saying more wrong things, and I do like being corrected. But if you're gonna correct me on something, at least understand the context of why I'm saying it. And this is actually partly why I had to remake this video, because I kept getting to this section and I kept getting really, really angry. I finally calmed myself down because all I had to do was be really sad today, so it's okay. What I said about KDE Plasma being like Windows is completely wrong. I understand it's wrong. I know I'm repeating myself now, but I need to understand that it is fundamentally completely wrong because the look of a desktop is not the same experience as a desktop. But I know with most people, most normal people, most people who just want to open up their web browser, go on YouTube, send out a couple of emails, I know all they want to do is just that. They're not going to be opening up the terminal. They might be opening up the App Store, if anything. That's about it. If everything runs the same, who really cares? I'm not here inspiring people to do, like, what is it called, great things. I'm asking you to use Linux. I literally get off work after being made fun of for using Vim. Yes, my coworkers tease me for using Vim. It's actually really funny. I'm not offended by that. I just want to open people's eyes into something brand new. Hopefully, just include them into a conversation where, saying, hey, you don't need to be technical to use Linux. There's nothing wrong with using Ubuntu. There's nothing wrong with using Arch Linux. As long as you're doing something that you're proud about, as long as you don't want to be spied on, as long as you want to, like, just break away from Microsoft's bullshit, I highly recommend trying out Linux. Because I'm telling you right now, at some point, macOS isn't going to be better. And that's just how it is. That's how it always goes. If you like the video, please subscribe to me. I like when the number goes up. And also, I'll catch you all in the next one. Adios, gamers.